Hi everyone, welcome. I'm so pleased that you're here with us today. Thank you for joining us for today's practice, which is an open heart flow. We're going to go through a series of poses that open our beautiful hearts to radiate goodness, love, joy, tranquility, and peace in every word that we speak and action that we display. So thank you for all of your beautiful contributions of your open heart that are loving and nurturing and resonate goodness in the world. We need it every day, so please continue to practice so that we can all feel the waves of your resonating goodness. Thank you. Namaste. Let's flow. Standing in mountain pose, let's take in a deep breath and bring our hands up to touch. Point your fingers, interlace fingers, stretch back for a back bend. Inhale, come up. Release fingers up, keep thumbs crossed, stretch over your right side. Release up, pull your fingers up, stretch over to your left side. Release up. Hands come down through Namaste Heart. Let's focus on opening our beautiful hearts today to resonate love and beauty and joy and peace and tranquility in all of the words that we choose to use to express our deepest truths and actions. Let's open our arms, back bend, open your beautiful heart. Come forward, Namaste hands. Nose to fingertips. May we recognize truth and understand when patterns create seeming obstacles that block us from experiencing our highest good in the form of beauty, love, peace, and tranquility. Open arms, back bend. Namaste hands. May we develop the courage in our daily practice to express ourselves with clarity and goodness and an open heart. Blessing all beings in all places and spaces in the expanding universe today and every day. Open heart, open eyes, back bend, and Namaste hands back together. Arms come up, fingertips touch at the top, back bend, and release to mountain pose. Yoga lock arms behind you, folding forward. Bend at the knees. Release your hands down to the mat. Push up, halfway lift, and fold forward. Bend your knees, fingertips together on the mat. Namaste hands. Twist to your right. Release your right hand up to the sky. Come back down through center. Twist to your left. Release your left arm up to the sky. Look over left fingertips. Release hand down. Come to center. Rise up. Hands come to the top. Open hands, mountain pose, supported back bend, release forward. Breathe deep into grounded mountain pose. Breathing deeply into mountain pose, let's take tree pose. Bring your right leg up into your left. Turn your right knee out. Hands can come up. If you feel good and balanced, bring your hands to Namaste hands at your heart. Open your beautiful heart and gently back bend in tree pose. No strain at the knee. Flexible, comfortable, safe, secure, grounded, loving, nurtured. These are the qualities of your beautiful open heart. Gently release your right ankle down, flat feet. Hands come to touch at the top. Back bend. Release, mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale, tree pose. Take your left foot up into your right leg. Balancing. Hands can come up at the top. If you feel secure and stable, namaste hands. Opening your beautiful heart. Hands to touch. Release your left ankle down to the mat. Bend at the knees. Hands come up through chair pose. And back bend. Swan dive into folding forward bend. Halfway lift and release forward. Bend your knees. Hands touch at the center. Release your right arm up. Gaze over right fingertips. Release your right hand down. Left arm up. Gaze over left fingertips. Keeping knees bent. Bring your hand down. Bent knees, chair pose, hands touch, rise up, back bend, namaste hands, nose to fingertips. Desiring to experience an open heart and all of the qualities embodied of the open heart are love, peace, tranquility, joy, non-judgment, smiling, innocence, childlike qualities, sharing, inclusion, and ultimately resonating goodness for all to experience. Open heart, back bend, hands come together, namaste hands. Release to mountain pose. From mountain pose, we're going to take a step back. Open swan dive hands, right foot in front. We're going to come forward into warrior 3 and release to king dancer. Finding your balance, adjusting and releasing. Namaste hands. I'm going to take that pose opposite. And releasing. Namaste hands. Open heart, back bend. Smiling. Namaste hands. Resonating goodness in our open heart flow. Deep breath in. Release to mountain pose. From mountain pose, we're going to bring our arms up to touch. Swan dive, folding forward bend. Halfway lift, fold forward. Release down through runner's lunge. Left leg comes back. Right leg comes back into plank position. Come all the way down to your mat. Come up for Sphinx pose. Come back down, release to your mat. Bring yoga lock arms and back, and we're going to rise our chest up for snake pose. Release down to the mat. Releasing our hands to our side. Let's take cobra pose. Release back down to your mat. Curling toes over, coming through tabletop to downward dog, push up. Come to tippy toes, stretch feet flat back. Coming straight down to our knees to puppy pose, an extended puppy. Bring back up through tabletop. Making any adjustments here. Let's raise our right leg back and our left arm forward. Soft gaze, deep breath. Exhale, arm and leg down. Inhale, left leg comes up and back. Shift weight to left hand, right arm comes out. Inhale, exhale, plant your hand and knee. Open knees apart, release down to the mat for child's pose. Extend your arms, release completely to the mat. Like a beautiful child with a beautiful open heart, filled with wonder and curiosity for all that is in the universe. Just release hands back, rise up into hero's pose. From hero's pose, when I come up to tabletop, stretch up into downward dog. I'm going to turn my right foot out and flat and begin to release into wild thing. And release back down. Downward dog. And start to release to wild thing. Turning your left foot out. Going as far as you'd like. I'm going to keep my feet together and bringing my arm back down and my right foot and left foot back into downward dog. Stretching back, and release down into child's pose. Stretching my arms out and walking my hands back up to hero's pose. Smile. Open heart, namaste hands, open heart back bend, release down to the mat. You can put your arms back behind you at your side. Deep breath, exhale out. And hands at your side, come back up. Deep breath. Exhale in hero's pose. Smile, open heart back bend, hands to knees. From here we're going to come to tabletop and we're going to raise our right leg up and back for tiger. I'm going to bring my right leg down, left leg up and back for tiger. Bring my right leg back down and left leg back down. I'm going to bring my right leg back up, shift my weight to my right hand and extend my left hand for one-legged tiger. And left leg comes up and back, shift to the right hand, left hand, right hand comes out. And release my right hand down, left leg comes in, release down to child's pose. Walk my hands back, come up, hero's pose, open heart back bend, smiling, namaste hands, resonating goodness, love, peace, and tranquility. For mountain pose, let's take a deep breath. Bring our arms up to touch. Namaste hands. Open heart, back bend. Namaste hands. Nose to fingertips. Breathing in love. Exhaling peace. Let's bring our left foot back, perpendicular to our mat. Right foot forward. Bend your right knee over your right ankle. Opening your arms left and right at your side. Opening your beautiful heart and chest. Standing and grounding in a deep understanding and awareness that you are connected with everything and everyone in the expanding universe. Let's release our right arm up, left arm back for reverse warrior. Come back to warrior two. Gaze over your right fingertips. And let's bring our arm down past our bent knee to meet at the mat. Left fingertips up. Extended side angle here. And release up. Back through warrior two to reverse warrior. Bend at the knee. Release to warrior two. Open heart. Hands come to your hips. Turn your right foot in. Breathe in. Exhale, back bend. Fold forward. And bending at your knees. Coming down, back up. Grab a hold of your elbows and release forward. Folding forward over wide leg stance. Breathing in deeply. Release, hands to hips, bend at the knees, and roll up. Shoulders back, yoga lock arms, and fold forward. Twisting to the right, look up, back to center, fold in. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left, look up, come back in, fold forward. And gently bring your arms back, release your elbows and hands down to the mat. Bend at the knees, hands come to hips, roll up, heel toe, feet together, and right foot perpendicular to your mat, left toes facing the front of your mat. Start to bend your left knee over your left ankle, arms come up, extend an open heart, gaze over your left fingertips, right arm comes down, left arm leans up and over for reverse warrior, come back through warrior two for extended side angle, left hand to mat, right hand up, gaze over your right fingertips, and come back up through warrior two to reverse warrior. Release, warrior two, hands come to hips, left foot turns back in. Breathe in, open shoulders, back bend, release to the mat, fold forward, bend your knees, and hands to hips, roll back up. Heel toe, feet together, toes turned out, bend at the knees, arms up facing the sky, fingertips wiggle for goddess pose. If you want, you can come up on your bent toes here and come down further. Breathe in, open heart, loving heart, peaceful heart, tranquil heart. Release your toes and feet down, bend at the knees, come up, Hands fold down to hips. Breathe in, back bend, open shoulders, release down, toes point out, and take a hold of your elbows. Breathe deeply and fold forward. Bend your knees, release hands to hips, roll up, deep breath, heel toes in, release to mountain pose. Hands touch at the top, back bend, come forward, release to namaste hands, nose to fingertips, open heart, release to namaste hands, mountain pose. Let's bring our hands up to touch at the top, namaste hands, swan dive, folding forward a bend, bend at the knees, left hand out, left foot starts to come up, supported by right hand, either on mat or around foot, to the beginning of standing splits. No strain, opening your leg towards the sky as far as you can comfortably reach. And start to release down, bend your right knee, bring your toe down, and meet your right foot with your left. Hands in front of you on the mat, folding forward. Bend your legs, release to shins, chair pose. Namaste hands, swan dive, folding forward. Halfway lift, fold. Bend your knees, placing your hands on the mat, releasing your right leg back, left leg adjust, and start to take position for standing splits. Raising your right leg and folding forward. To what's comfortable here. And start to come down, bend your left leg, and release your toes down. Walk your hands back and bring your foot to meet your left foot flat on the mat. Fold forward, grab elbows, bend knees, chair pose, rise up, hands touch at the top, namaste hands. Deep breath, release to mountain pose. Hands come up for back bend at your side, open heart, namaste hands. Nose to fingertips. Exhale to mountain pose. Hands touch at the top, namaste heart, swan dive, folding forward. Halfway lift, fold. Hands come to the mat, bend at the knees, walking forward, releasing left leg back to plank position, right leg back to plank position. Down to the mat, upward dog, downward dog. And bringing the left knee in, left leg stretches back, comes to meet in between the hands for low lunge. Right knee comes down, fold forward over my bent knee. Come back, walk my hands back, straighten my left leg, fold forward, and release, bending left knee forward, back into low lunge. Come up on my right toes, up onto plank position, extend my left leg back, plank, down to the mat, upward dog, downward dog. right leg bends up on toes, comes straight back, extends and comes through hands, down to runner's lunge, low lunge, release knee to mat, fold over right knee, extend back, straighten the right leg, fold forward over my right straight leg, release back up into low lunge, and coming up on left toes, up on left leg, through plank, right leg comes back, down to the mat, upward dog, downward dog, and feet come to the mat. Feet up to my hands, folding forward, halfway lift, and fold. Bent knees, chair pose, rise up, namaste hands, mountain pose. For mountain pose, bend our knees, hands to the mat, right leg back for plank, bring it down onto the mat, release left leg down, through tabletop, tiger right leg up, release, tiger left leg up, release, coming up to plank position, releasing down onto right knee, bringing left foot flat and over, extending left arm up to half side plank, gazing up over my fingertips, balancing on my right foot and foreleg. Breathe, open heart. I'm going to bring my left arm fold down, come to the mat, start to roll over and release my left foot, my left knee back down to the mat, and set up for child's pose. Come down through child's pose. And back up to puppy pose, tabletop, and leaning my weight to my left side, balancing on my right hand, left toes and foot, and flattening my right foot, raising my right arm up for half side plank, breathing, opening my beautiful heart, taking in peace and tranquility, resonating goodness and love. Release my right arm down, start to come folding over, roll over right toe, release right knee to the mat, adjust in tabletop, come down through child's pose, extend your arms, come up through extended puppy, tailbone comes straight up, twist to your right, twist to your left, roll back to center, roll your toes under, walk your hands back, up onto tabletop, cross your feet, lean back onto ankle stretch, bend your elbows, release forward, puppy pose, roll over your toes, and come up on your hands to tabletop, push up to downward dog, flat feet, stretch straight back, bend your right knee forward on your right toes, release back, bend your left knee forward on your left toes, release back, straight back,
Then both feet. Walk your toes up between your hands and fingertips. Elbows clasped and rocking, folding forward. Bend your knees, release your hands, chair position, come up. Namaste hands, mountain pose. From mountain pose, let's release to our side. Wide leg stance, hands at hips, folding forward, stretching our feet apart, twisting and coming to our right, over and folding over our right leg. Release to center. Come folding and twisting to the left, over your left leg. Release back to center. And release down. Heel toe, feet together. Bend your knees, release elbows, hands at hips. Come up, goddess pose. Hands together, rise up. From wide leg stance, fold forward, release your knees, heel toes into a squat. Namaste hands, elbows open, knees, gently release through the hips. Smile, open heart, look up. Breathe in all of your goodness. Focus on what you're cultivating in each breath. Make your choices based on what you're aligned with, the values and principles that you believe in and stand for. Head down, nose to fingertips, hands down to the mat. Release all the way forward. And lean forward, come straight up. Bend your knees, hands to hips, roll up. Namaste hands. Mountain pose. For mountain pose, let's bend at our knees and come down to our mat. Release down through boat pose to staff pose. Taking a deep breath, and from staff pose, prepare to go into crab pose. Putting my arms behind me, folded at the wrists, fingertips facing the front of my mat, the same direction as my toes. Bringing my knees in, I'm going to gently push up and adjust all the way up to crab pose. Neutral neck, no strain here. And releasing back down into boat pose, half boat pose, releasing down to staff pose. In a back bend, release and fold forward, taking a hold of my heels, bringing myself in, keeping my legs straight on the mat, folding forward, bend at your elbows, and release, walk your hands back. Bending your knees, scooting in. Let's get ready to come down to corpse pose. Through bent knees, hugging my knees, bringing my head to my knees. My arms come outstretched at my sides. Breathing in. Exhale, roll my knees over to my right. My head turns to my left. Breathing in, coming through to center. Exhaling, rolling my legs to my left. Head turns to my right. Breathing in, legs come through center. Arms hug at the knees. Release head to center. Legs come down. Feet on the mat. Get ready for supported upward shoulder stance. And let's keep one leg forward and plow while the other is up. We'll switch legs. And release. Release your butt knees down and come all the way down, rolling into find corpse pose. Outstretch your right leg, outstretch your left leg. Be prepared to stay here in Savasana for a few moments, outstretching your arms. Taking in deep breaths that open your beautiful heart and allow that wonderful heart to resonate and flow goodness. Lying here in Savasana, breathing in goodness, feeling the resonance and restoration of your practice, connecting and syncing with all of the goodness all around, expressing itself in a beautifully aligned geometry that restores our cacophony to global unity of peace, love, understanding in a compassionate world where we work together towards an equality that is long overdue and was never intended or perceived in its ultimate goodness, but through separation and lack has been allowed to be the main program. We must restore and update, upgrade all programs and destroy contracts that only serve to keep us bound to negative energy and expenditure of lack. We must work towards love within our own hearts, seek it, plant it, nurture and cultivate it there so that it may resonate outward in all directions and reach all beings in the ever-expanding universe, so that we may share our love and our goodness in each breath of our being. Thank you. Namaste. Rising up, namaste hands, nose to fingertips, crossing hands over heart, blessing my beautiful heart, blessing your beautiful heart, blessing the resonating good hearts of all beautiful beings in an ever-expanding universe filled with love, peace, tranquility, and abundance for all in each moment, in each breath. May we be restored and connected with the ever-expanding goodness that threads and connects everything in all of our experiences. Thank you. Namaste.